Happy Halloween! It's Jamie Green, the Solar Queen, and I am live on Facebook, on not Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And today, on this Halloween 2023, I dressed up as a chicken with my kids. My kids' school had a costume parade, and my son wanted to be a chicken, and the chicken was too loud and too cold, so I utilized the costume. So that's why I'm wearing a bandana and all of that good stuff. But I am live streaming today to talk about true ups and if you live in a new construction built home, which in California, I believe the law went into effect, the building code went into effect in 2021, that all new home construction required a solar offset. And what this is looking like, this is for all condos, for townhouses, single family homes, uh, even new like commercial construction is requiring this too. Like if you do multifamily real estate, all of these building codes are requiring a solar offset. And so some of you on my YouTube channel have been reaching out and they're like, I'm experiencing a true up, but I live in and they have a solar already and it's all under NEM 2.0. And so some of the questions that you guys are asking me is, what do I do? So I want to address that today in this live stream about true ups with new construction built and that you've lived in for at least a year and you're experiencing these true ups. In the past, true ups would happen for not new construction, but people who had solar, got solar installed years ago, bought a house with the solar already installed, and perhaps that you're now using more energy than that solar system was ever designed to produce because it wasn't designed for your usage or for your household. And so you buy a home and it has solar and it's wonderful, but maybe you are adding AC and the house never had AC, or perhaps you're buying an EV and charging it from home. These are situations where you could experience a true up. And a true up is when you settle with the utility company the energy that you use that was beyond what the solar system could produce or did produce for you. And so you pay the utility company the difference. Now, I want everyone that is getting a true up to hopefully realize that you're saving a tremendous amount of money. Hi, Scott. Hope you're having a happy Halloween already. It is cold. It took me about an hour to thaw from standing outside with my kids for 20 minutes during their costume parade at school. Good to see you. But so for true ups, even though you're getting a true up, you are saving a ton of money because what the solar system is producing for you, if you were to buy that from the utility company, you would be paying so much more money. So a true up, I'm okay with true ups. I'm not okay when people design systems that are not meant to offset 100% of the usage. And some people got solar like that. And I'm sorry that happened. But in most cases, it is because someone added another, appliance or an EV, and they're charging their cars and doing all the stuff. And so now they're experiencing true up. So that is, typically what we've seen in the past. But now we're starting to see where new construction, meaning homes built in the last couple of years in California in particular, with the new building code of having a solar offset. If you are coming into the house, and hello, Patty, hope you're doing well. Happy Halloween to you and your family. And California always tends to be the first to adopt these types of things. So if you're in other states and let's say this little building code gets passed along to other states where it requires developers and builders to have a solar offset, and it could be a 3.5 kilowatt system, it could be a 4.5 kilowatt system, it could be a 5.5 or a 6, up to probably 6 kilowatts. It would be probably not in the developer's advantage to put a 6 kilowatt system on, But where I see it is between 3.5 and 5.5 kilowatts of solar. And how we figure out how much solar is on the rooftop is you take the number of panels times the wattage of the panels, and that's going to give you your kilowatt system size. Then we take a calculation and we multiply that, say it's a 4-point kilowatt system, and you live in an area where you get roughly 1,600 kilowatt hours of solar for every kilowatt of solar panels. So 1,600 kilowatt hours of energy from 1 kilowatt of solar panels. That's going to roughly give you the oh, and gosh, I'm going to have to do some math. So unless somebody watching wants to do it, because I don't have my phone with me, but 1,600 times 4, 24, 8,400. Is that right? 6,400, 6,400 kilowatt hours of energy is generated by 4 kilowatts of solar if you live in a state or a latitude where that's the kilowatt hour production for every kilowatt of solar. So in this situation, 6,400 kilowatt hours is typically not going to be enough for people. Thank you, Patty. I'm learning Common Core math and so with my kids, and sometimes in this situation it does better, but I'm not really good at math right on the spot, so Common Core is actually helpful. But going back to this, 6,400 kilowatt hours is likely not going to be enough energy for one household in California. It's just not going to be, especially with families, children, devices. Hey, Kenwald, hope you're doing well. Is it cold in Dallas now? Because it's cold. It's cold here in California. I'm not liking this weather whatsoever. We're talking about solar energy and standard like developers, like builders that were mandated by the government to put solar offset on a home, and what that there's benefits to it, but there's also for people who are buying these homes, they need to know that part of their energy is coming from solar, and then the rest they're going to have to buy from the utility company. And if you live in California and you're with SDG&E, SCE, or PG&E, your true ups are annual. So you need to be tracking this on your utility website when you log into your account so that you can budget or set aside the money, because it's going to be a lump sum payment. It's 51 right now. I know. It's so cool. So this is the whole point of this this live stream, is to let you all know that if you live in a home that was built and has solar, so condos, townhomes, single family homes, if you live in a condo where you share the roof, it's likely going to be that you're not going to be, hey, Tamara, hope you're doing well. You're down in Arizona. Hopefully it's warm there. Maybe I should come to Arizona. Get some. I sat in my car for an hour, almost an hour, drinking a coffee. If I get cold, I stay cold, which is why I hate the cold. And I don't function very well. And I'm wearing this because I was a blow up chicken. So I'm wearing a bandana and hopefully cowboyish or farmer looking things. Yes, come play golf. Okay, sounds good. So in the situation where a home has, the developer put 4 kilowatts of solar just so that they were building to code and get their everything signed off on, they had to do this, and homeowners are buying in California new home construction. There's a housing shortage across the country, actually. And so California, this was one of the building codes. 4 kilowatts of solar is going to generate 64. If you live where there's 1,600 kilowatt hours of energy per 1 kilowatt times 4, 6,400 kilowatt hours is not typically going to be enough for most homeowners. So you're going to be stuck with a true up. So the question is, do I forego NEM 2.0 for the next 18 years? If you're experiencing a massive true up. And when I say massive, I'm talking like say your true up is, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000 a year, which could very well be the case. You need to budget for that. So budget whatever, go online and look at what your true up is looking like. If you're enrolled in a third-party clean energy agency, you're going to be paying that every month to the clean energy agency, because unlike the big utility companies like PGE, SCE, SDG&E, the third-party clean energy agencies that most likely you guys didn't opt out of. And so when the utility companies started adding this in, you had to opt out. If you didn't opt out, you're going to pay this true up monthly. And so if you're using way more energy than that little tiny solar system was supposed to or is generating for you, whatever you're buying from the grid, you're going to true up your generation charges to the third-party clean energy agency, like Marin Clean Energy, Sonoma Clean Energy, East Bay Clean Energy. They have clean energy agencies up and down California. And so the way you can tell is if you look at your bill, you're going to have generation charges from the clean energy agency, and then you're going to have transmission and distribution charges to the big utility company. And they put it all on one bill so it didn't confuse the homeowner. But what's confusing is the clean energy agency trues up monthly, and the big utility company for transmission and distribution charges trues up on a annual basis. So keep track of it. And whether or not you should forego your NEM 2 for getting the rest of your energy offset by solar and now storage if you're in California, we need to look at the numbers and see if it makes sense for you to do that. The tax credit, the 30% federal tax credit, has been extended out for another 9 years. So it may make sense for you. If you don't want to purchase this system, but you want more solar, a lease might make sense. And leases are actually penciling out better than financing the solar system for almost everybody. So leasing is a good option. There are options with leases. You're not stuck in a lease if you don't want to be. You're stuck in the lease for 25 years, but there are different leasing products out there that allow you to buy the system at 5 years and at 25 years. And there's one leasing program that is quite good in that they let you purchase it anytime after year 6. And it already has it lined out for you how much that solar system is going to cost you based on when you buy it between year 6 and year 25. So leasing is going to save you a ton of money on a monthly basis. And so if cash flow is a thing that you want to, instead of allocating money going out to the utility company, you can reallocate what you would be paying to the utility company towards the lease payment or the finance purchase payment. And if you have cash, cash is king. Cash is king. It's going to get you the best levelized rate per kilowatt hour, which is a very fancy word for saying 25 years, the solar system is going to generate this much power for you, and you divide it by 25 years, and you divide it by the cost that the price of the solar system, and it'll spit out this levelized cost per kilowatt hour, and it's pretty dang low. And for most, it's in the single digits. Like less than 10 cents a kilowatt hour when you do that. Maybe a little bit more when you add a battery. But leasing, at least with leasing, you can get in with a 0% escalator. If you work with me, I'll put you in a 0% escalator. Then that way you have a fixed cost for your energy. And then you're not paying a true up to the utility company. So going back to this new construction, if you live in a condo and there's an HOA and the condos, say there's 3 condos that share one roof, it's likely that you're not going to be able to add more solar because you likely don't own the roof. If it's a townhouse situation and you own the roof and the HOA will let you add more solar to it, and you can, most solar installers are going to have a minimum panel requirement, meaning like 6 panels or more. 6 panels times 400 watts, 6 times is 2.4 kilowatt hours, kilowatts of solar. And so, it might make sense. And again, if we take that 2.4 and multiply it by 1,600, if you live like in Southern California, or even in Northern California, that's usually it. The higher you go north in the latitude, the less sun hours you have available to you. So if you live in the Northeast and you have a true up and you want more solar, 1 kilowatt hour, 1 kilowatt of solar panels, which is like 2 solar panels, not even 2.5 solar panels, is gonna generate for you, if it's full sun exposure, anywhere between 1,000 and probably 1,200 kilowatt hours. So you have to really go and examine your true up and see how much is your true up. Is it going to be for 10,000 kilowatt hours? If it is, then you should probably add more solar, because your true up is going to exponentially get more expensive as the utility rates increase. And PG&E, SCE, SDG, they've all asked for like 20% rate increases starting next year. They already announced that they're going to be more expensive this winter. So you are hedging yourself, or you're protecting yourself from future rate increases. And so if you have a true up, that $1,000 true up is going to turn into a $1,400 true up. It's going to turn into a $2,000 true up. Oh my gosh, I've seen it over and over again. There's going to be a point in time where you go, it's time to add more solar. It's time to forego NEM 2.0. NEM 2.0 is where you true up annually. With NEM 3.0, there's no net metering, so you're not banking any kilowatt hour credits, and you need a battery so you can store up the excess energy your solar system's generating during the day into the battery so that you can use it when the sun goes down. And with NEM 3.0, you true up monthly, meaning you settle with the utility company on a monthly basis for how much energy you bought from the energy company that your solar didn't produce. So it's really important that you get it done correctly. And this is going to require interval data for you to pull from your utility company. It's in the usage area, green button data, and you go back a year and you pull it, and it's going to either be in 15-minute increments or hourly increments for 365 days. And the reason for this is I go in and I look at how much energy you're using when the sun goes down to the sun comes up. So we size your battery and storage correctly, and hopefully you have a big enough solar system to generate the excess to store up into the batteries so that you are as much covered by solar and storage, and just reducing as much as possible your exposure. I know that sounds really dramatic, but exposure to the utility company, because 85 cents, guys, in San Diego for peak time of use is what people are paying. And you might be like, well, that's not very, well, I don't know if you think that's a lot, but that is a lot. When I got solar first installed on our house, we were paying 16 cents a kilowatt hour, and that was blended. PG&E is now at 58 cents a kilowatt hour. It's not going to be long before they're in the 60-cent range. SCE is already in the 60-cent range for peak time of use. So solar makes so much financial sense, especially because it's like when it's kind of like the whole gas scenario. I don't pay for gas anymore. I charge my car with my solar system, which I love. I'm grateful for. But it's like my husband, we broke down how much he pays a month to commute into work, and combined with, car payment and gas and insurance and tolls, it's like $1,000 a month. It is ridiculous. Hey, Jamie, keep training them up. Thanks, Samuel. It is ridiculous. Like, that is how much it costs, $12,000 if gas prices remain the same. So we did some math with my kids. We drove into the city for Halloween party at the Academy of Sciences on Friday night, and my kids said, "Is the toll $9?" And I said, "Yes, it was $8.75, $9, $9 to cross the Golden Gate Bridge." And so if you commute into the city 5 days a week, $50 a week time, so we just did math. There's math always around us. So I try and use every opportunity for my kids to apply math. So, but what if gas gets up to $6 a gallon? Or, we saw $7 a gallon last year. It's like going back in time and locking in $2 a gallon. And if you live in Texas or you live in Florida or you live in places where gas is cheap, Louisiana. It's not cheap in California. It's actually more expensive in California than it is in Hawaii. I don't know why, but it is. But it's like locking in a price per gallon for gas at $2 a gallon. And you can drive so many miles at $2 a gallon. And anything beyond, whatever it is that your solar system is going to produce and you use. Okay, so $2.93 in Georgia. Holy moly, that's like half the price of what we're paying in California. I don't pay it, but my husband does, and it's insane. But imagine, Samuel, if you could not lock in it at $2 a gallon, you'd be saving 93 cents every gallon of gas that, or whatever the gas prices go to. That's your savings. It's really hard because, it fluctuates and everything. But when you get the solar system and you get it all fixed and all taken care of, you're saving a lot of money when you do that. So we don't have pretty oceans here, though. That is true. California is so beautiful. I don't love the politics, but I love California. It's so gorgeous. The sunset last night was amazing. And we live close to water, but not on the water. It is a goal and a dream to have a house where I look out my window and I see the water. Like childhood dream, it's going to happen. So if you are in a condo townhouse that has already a set amount of solar, you need to check with your HOA to see if they will, if you own the roof, because if you don't own a roof, you can't add more solar. If you do own the roof and there is space, you need to probably have at least enough space to add 6 more panels at minimum. Some solar installers might have a 4-panel minimum, but for the most part, it's 6 panels of before it makes financial sense for you guys. If you live in a single family home and it has a small little solar system on there, then you're going to need to likely add more solar to offset what you're actually using. And then people go, well, what if I move? Well, if you move, you're only going to add more value to your home because the next homeowners are going to would likely have a true up too. And if you can say, and most people, here's the thing, most people don't know how much energy they use on an annual basis, which goes back to log into your utility bill or utility company, download the green button data so you can actually see how much energy your home is actually using. One of my favorite mentors bought one for 25 mil. It's the size of a small hotel and he doesn't have solar yet. Well, he's got to get solar on that house unless he just doesn't like the look of solar panels. And he doesn't. If he bought a $25 million home, he's probably not worried about his utility bill. I'm just saying. But be really cool if you could. So going back to this, most people don't know how much they are using, and they also don't know how much they're paying because it's on. Most people have on auto pay because if you don't pay the bill, the lights don't come on. I mean, it's just as simple as that. So, yes, if you have an existing solar system, you may have to forego your NEM2, and that's where a solar consultation will help you determine if it makes financial sense for you. And to do that with me, you can go to my website, jamiegreenthesolarqueen.com. There are a couple of forms there, like a little form that you're going to fill out, a couple of videos saying hello and thanks for visiting my website. You're going to go and fill out a form and give me share a little information about your home, your situation. And I have had people going back to, what if I move? I don't know if I'm going to be here for longer than 5 years. When you go solar, it is saving you money right away. Like if it doesn't save you money right away, then I'll send you a gift card to Amazon for $100. This is because I know I'm never going to pay anybody $100 because I know how much it's going to save you. You could pay me the $100 a month for what you're saving on your energy costs. And even with the storage, you're still going to save money. So it's really, really important that we meet and we talk about how we can save money. Hi, Bridget. Thank you. Yes. I don't know if you're saying you love my scarf. I was a chicken. You can go to my Facebook stories. My son wanted to be a blow up chicken. And so he put it on. He's like, this is too loud. I can't be a blow up chicken. So I decided to wear it because I'm not wearing it tonight. And so I dressed up as a farmer. The blow up chicken. It was a big hit with the kids. They loved it. So going back to setting up the consultation with me because it's going to save you money, especially in California. I'm talking specifically to Californians who bought a home, whether it's you're buying a home and you're experiencing a massive true up, or if you bought new construction, which so many of these homes are being built in areas where it's hot in the summer and you're experiencing $700 electricity bills to cool your house. How about putting on some more solar and reducing that $700 true up bill on a monthly basis? So let's meet. We can meet over Zoom or over the phone, and we can talk about what it would look like to add more solar to your solar system, what it would look like to forego NEM 2.0 and just take it in with NEM 3.0 and save a lot of money on your energy costs. Uh, it makes a lot of financial sense. So let's see, what time is it? It is almost time to go. I'm going to go up and meet with a friend for some coffee. And so I got to go, but that's what I wanted to live stream about. The true up situation in California with new builds. It is likely in your best financial benefit to add more solar, forgo NEM 2, and just get in under NEM 3.0. So that's that. Let me know if you have any questions. You can message me on Facebook too if you don't want to go to my website. People do that. But that's the best place to do it. You can set up and you can self-schedule an appointment on my website once you fill out all the forms and download your utility bill, like the most recent one, and download the interval data. It's called Green Button Data, and go back a year, download that, and send it in as well. So happy Halloween to all of you. Hope you all stay safe and warm. Good luck with that if you live anywhere cold. Hope you all have a wonderful, I guess it's Tuesday, and we'll see you next month. Okay, bye.